So firstly, I just want to say thanks very much to Matt for inviting us along here to speak to all you lovely people. I guess we've been watching from the wings. We've known Matt for a while and seeing what he's been doing with the club. And I've got to say, I think he's done a fantastic job of corralling such a high calibre of property people that not really seen before. So yeah, well done, Matt, and thanks very much for getting us along. Like I say, my name is Matt Hammond. I'm co-founder of two companies, Handy Heroes and more latterly Fixxa, and just an opportunity to chat to you today about both of those. So back in 2005, I was stood on a windy train platform called Lympstone Commando, where I was to embark on Royal Marine Young Officer training. It's what I thought would be quite a fun career, and spend a bit of time running around wearing green with paint on my face for a while. After 15 months of the most arduous training, much harder than the army, because I know there's a few sat here amongst us, I passed out as an amphibious warfare specialist, which was fantastic because the first place they sent me was Afghanistan, a landlocked country. So I did about 7 years in Marines, had a fantastic time, did a number of tours, 3 times in Afghanistan, 1 in Iraq, and obviously I met a girl and decided it was time to leave, and then was just craving for something a bit more tangible, and bumped into the guy with the long hair, Rich Hughes, and after a few too many beers we decided that actually there's plenty of great people in the military who've got artisan skills in trades that could transfer quite easily over into Civvy Street. And so we decided to set up Handy Heroes, which is effectively just a construction and maintenance company that employs mainly ex-military people or those that share our ethos. We thought long and hard about it, and essentially if you've got a demographic in society that are punctual, hard-working and good at cleaning or sweeping up, then the military guys are the ones to go for. And with the ones that have got trade skills as well, then they're great for transferring and bringing into people's homes to do residential development work. Another part of it as well is that there's so many military charities out there, and I'm sure you've all had exposure to them, but we felt that they kind of make military people a bit needy, and that's completely not the case. As in with every walk of life, you get those people that need a bit of a helping hand. You get people in the military like that, but for the most part there's some fantastic people out there, and I'd say if you've got businesses where you're looking for people with a project management skill, people that can grip a situation and just get stuff done, then definitely look at a military pool of people to recruit from, because they won't let you down. They're very loyal and very hardworking, and that's what we wanted to do, champion that military skill set and move away from that sort of needy charitable status that has served the military well, but often gives out the wrong messaging. So Handy Heroes, what do? We do chargeable by the hour maintenance, although we've stepped away from that now, and I'll explain more about that later. And then we do construction projects, so we're relatively small scale, but we do refurbishments from around £50,000 up to £1 million. That involves everything up to residential subdivisions, commercial to resi, and then some small new build schemes as well. And over our lifetime, which is about 6 or 7 years, we've done over £10 million worth of projects for clients. Most of our work tends to be now for developers. We're kind of a trusted builder where we can hopefully add a lot of value, but we don't have the high overheads that some other companies that deliver those scale of projects often have. So we can deliver them at reasonable value, help with cost engineering and alike. One of the most interesting projects that we did was, I don't know if anyone knows Frank's Cafe. It's a rooftop bar in the heart of Peckham on top of a multi-storey car park that's leased from the council. It's now been converted into a load of offices, but we erected Frank's Cafe, which is a massive tarpaulin, fairly agriculturally put together, but we did that, and at the same time did an art installation, and little did I think that having left the military after 3 years, I'd find myself filling about 2,000 sandbags to weigh down these grain silos that we put on top of a 6-storey car park, just to weigh them down and stop them from blowing away. We'd done a bit of work for clients, and then we thought, well, actually, we're quite good at this, so we might as well do it for ourselves as well. So we set up Handy Heroes Developments, where we've done a number of different projects, again quite small scale, but over the years we've done about 12 million GDV of property. It tends to be commercial conversions using permitted development rights, and then other residential subdivisions. We find them quite neat for us because you can find them quite easily, get in and out in less than a year, and the returns is reasonable. And of the projects, we've kept a few of them as well, and we're actually just about a little way through a 12-unit warehouse conversion in South London, which will be nice when it's all complete. These are some of the projects that we've done. This was a former art gallery with some residential above. We managed to get that into 6 units and kept the commercial and developed out the basement. That's just a stone's throw from the Battersea Power Station project, so it was really nice. It's got great views from the roof terrace out the back, and they all sold really quickly. This is just one of the units that we managed to get a bit of planning gain at the end. We managed to get a 2-bed snuck in the back. And then we recently purchased a house in East Dulwich that we split into 2 houses, and did actually eventually get planning for a 4th bed. But we did a bit of value engineering, nice bit of crittle in there, but we managed to do it all very cheaply. But going back to the maintenance side, we used to do a lot of it. We had a lot of guys, up to about 20 guys, all driving around London every day, delivering maintenance services for people, chargeable by the hour work. But what we found is that it's incredibly hard to scale that. We became saturated quite quickly, and we just couldn't scale that side of the business. The juice just wasn't worth the squeeze. And we thought there's just got to be a better way of doing this. So after a bit of thinking, getting some more guys on board, and Johnny, one of the other co-founders, is sat at the back there as well, we came up with Fixxa, which is our new proptech startup. Just a little bit about proptech. I'm sure you've all had plenty of exposure to it, but over 60% of the world's assets are property. So there's a lot of assets held out there. But the relative investment 10 years ago was minimal in proptech. I think there was only about 20 million pounds invested into proptech companies in 2008. Fast forward 10 years and that number's skyrocketed to 4 billion, and it's increasing year on year. You probably all remember the dawn of some of the early listing websites for property. That then moved into mass data, where people could get access to that and deliver different services to people. And now we're sort of stood at the dawn of proptech 3.0, which is all about blockchain, which will come in relatively soon. Virtual reality, you can step into a Wren kitchen showroom now and walk around your own kitchen before you've purchased it. Drones and Internet of Things, which will really take off, I think, once 5G's come. If you're interested in keeping a bit of an eye on property, these are the 2 guys that I'd recommend following. Certainly Richard Pickering, he does a weekly email that's absolutely fantastic. I wait for that to drop into my inbox, very entertaining. So I definitely recommend, from a property perspective, looking both these guys up. James Dearsley from Unisu as well is a very much proptech focused, and it will give you lots of information on what's up and coming in the proptech sector. So they're definitely people to follow. So for maintenance, I'm sure if you own property, you're a landlord, or you have a larger portfolio, maintenance can become a bit of a thorn in your side. However you own property or you deal with property, or if you're a property manager, just finding good, reliable tradespeople that are always hungry, always wanting to deliver a good service are very hard to find. With these small jobs but high volume, there's a lot of communication involved to make sure they're done correctly and at a good price. And communication, there's a lot of heavy lifting in the communication. And then when you're trying to scale, just standardizing that delivery, it's full of one-man band enterprises and companies with different values and different levels of service. And we've set about to try and systemize that and create a scalable business. And that's Fixxa. Okay, so Fixxa was an idea that we had about 2 years ago, and we've now built into an operational business and tech platform. It allows you to book on-demand and emergency property fixes, and prices start at £59 an hour for handy people. The easiest analogy is like Uber, although our level of vetting is much superior, and the mayor hasn't told us we're not allowed to operate in London yet. Once you make a booking online, that's it, it's done. The tradesman will turn up, not like some other platforms where you have to go, you have to speak to a number of just different tradespeople before you can actually get someone booked into the job. It's convenient. We give a precise arrival time, not half-day windows, and then you can actually track, once the tradesman's on their way, you can track them to the door, so there's certainty that he's there, not just round the corner. Thank you. And then we give an estimate before you book, so you know what the estimated cost is, and our tech makes sure that if the price is going to change, you get updated and can sign it off before it goes ahead. You make a card booking where we book the first hour to confirm the booking, and then the remainder once you're satisfied with the job, and all that's done online via card payments. And at the moment, like I say, we're operational in South London, and we can supply gas engineers, handy people, electricians and plumbers. And over the next year, we're looking to cover the whole of London, and then beyond that, move out into the regions. So how do we do this? Well, the first thing is great tech. So our CTO is the former CTO of Addison Lee, who had built a massive tech platform using the same technology where they can link you with the closest available cab driver. We've used their same development team to help build ours. And we can auto-allocate, and it's all about just enough, just on time. So we've got a pool of regular tradespeople who will always pick up jobs, and then we've got a wide pool of highly vetted other tradespeople that can ensure that we can meet the demand as and when it arises. And the tech takes the heavy lifting from that to allocate people so we don't get saturated and bogged down on an operations front. We've got a trades app that all our trades have, so as soon as the job comes in, they get access to it straight away. They can see the details and accept it and carry out that job. And once they're on that job, one of the key things is that the clock counts down for the amount of time that they've been given to complete it. And if it's going to go over, they need to update you. If they do a bad job, they don't get paid. And there are various steps that they have to go through in order to complete the job that helps us to standardise that service. For the trades, we pick the best. We select from people who've got a proven reputation, both sole traders and businesses. We take care of all the work for them, and we don't charge them. All of the other tech platforms charge the tradesperson, so it's in their interest to keep them on board so they get their subscription fees. We don't do it that way. If they don't meet the standard, they get kicked off the platform. And that's how it's a privilege to be invited and be on our wait list to be onboarded onto Fixxa full time. So if you're looking at booking, if you're a homeowner, you can book simply online. Just go to our website, fixxa.com. If you're a landlord, got a few more properties, just send us an email or get your property managers to send us an email. Or you can, we do accept work orders directly from property management software as well. The reporting, second to none. Once the job's complete, you get an invoice immediately. If there's a quote needed, you get it quickly. And then the trades report is detailed with photos that you can pass on to, if you're an agent, you can pass on to your landlords, or managing agents can pass on, so that everyone knows what's happened, what's been done, and that's recorded. The works are also guaranteed for 12 months. It's all integrated with text messaging, so you get bookings to your phone. You can share that with other people, so everyone knows what's going on. We're also Which Trusted Trader accredited, and also accredited by the RICS. So we've jumped through quite a few hoops to make sure we're at the right standard, and our vetting is of that standard as well. So what makes us different? On the left-hand side, you've got your traditional companies. They're normally quite pricey because they've got a lot of overheads, and they've got a fixed labour pool. So when they've got too much demand, all they can do is kick out that booking for further. And the trades are often paid relatively poorly, maybe not in the case of Pimlico plumbers, but that's because you're paying for that. On the other side, on the tech companies, they're often like a digital yellow pages, so they facilitate the booking, but they don't actually execute the job. We make sure that once you've made that booking, the job is executed, and to a good standard. You don't pay until you're completely satisfied. We control the pricing, so you pay a fixed hourly fee, which isn't the case with any of these other new platforms like TaskRabbit, Airtasker, Bark. You have to negotiate that with the builder. With us, you know exactly what you're paying up front. And then, like I mentioned before, we don't charge a subscription fee. If guys don't meet the standard, or girls, then they get kicked off the platform. So like I say, we're operational. We've been going for just over 6 months. We've delivered over 1,500 jobs in South London and gained a number of reviews. At the moment, we're sort of regrouping, going for further investment. With a view, like I say, by Christmas of this year, covering the whole of London and 24/7 hours a day. So yeah, Fixxa, that's it. Like to take any questions if any of you got any.